Today we're making beef pot roast. So let's get started. For our beef pot roast, we're going to need a beef roast, some Cajun seasoning, some beef broth, some potatoes, carrots, celery, and brown gravy mix. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is season up our roast, and we're going to take our Cajun seasoning and we're going to cover all sides. And as always, whenever we're messing with raw meat, we need to make sure that we, wash our hands before and after. If you want, you can need to press it into all the little nooks and crannies. Alright, so we've got that done. Now we just need to start chopping up our vegetables. So for our celery, we're going to cut this up into roughly, 1-inch pieces or so. Celery's done. Carrots, we're going to need to cut off the ends. And these are going to be about 1/2-inch slices. And I've got roughly 1 pound of carrots, 1 pound of potatoes, and probably roughly, I'd say, between 4 and 6 slices of celery. If you like, for your carrots, you can use canned carrots, but you probably need to put those in later down the road when you're cooking your roast, being most of the time, being your canned carrots are pre-cooked. And you can roughly use any type of potato you like. I tend to use a white potato. And you're just going to roughly cut these up into bite-sized chunks, roughly about 1 inch. And we are just about done. Got our last potato. Alright, that's our last potato. So now we need to get over to the stove and start searing our roast. Alright, so we've got us a large Dutch oven heated up over medium-high heat with about a tablespoon or 2 of oil. So we are going to add our roast to the pot, and we're going to sear each side for roughly 3 minutes. And then once we've got all the sides seared, we're going to start adding our vegetables. Alright, so we've got a really good sear on our roast. So we're going to turn off the heat, and we're going to add 1 large container of beef broth. And then we're going to add in all our vegetables. Now we're going to take this and cover it up and place it into a 300-degree oven for about 3 hours. And then about halfway through that 3-hour time, we're going to check the level of the liquid. Alright, so we're right at about 1.5 hours. So let's check and see how our levels are with our liquid. Alright, everything looks good. So we don't need to add any extra beef broth. So we'll keep cooking and we'll check on it again here in about another 1.5 hours. Alright, so this has been going for about 3.5 hours. So let's take a look. Alright, so everything's tender. So we're going to take this out of the pot and set this to the side. And we're going to get us some of the broth to mix up with our gravy mix. There. Alright, we're going to mix in our first package. Oops, give that a good whisk. And we're going to add that in. Give that a stir. Some more of the drippings. Broth. And then we're going to mix in our second pack of mix. As you can see, the potatoes are all nice and tender. And now we are going to shred up our beef roast. Put that back in. And doing it this way will also let you remove some of the fat that's on the roast. So that way it doesn't have to go back into the pot. Come on, almost there. All right, so we're going to give this a good stir, and then we are going to let this soak for at least 30 minutes. And then we're going to serve this up with a side of mashed potatoes. So we're going to let this soak for another 30 minutes, and we'll be back. So our beef roast has been soaking an additional 30 minutes. So we're going to serve this up with some mashed potatoes. Make sure and get a nice serving of meat and vegetables. And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. New videos are released every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And until next time, enjoy.